Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Rahmadiana Fadila. Today I will be presenting on one of the most important international organization in the world, UNESCO. UNESCO stands for the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Its mission, building peace in the minds of men and women. Let me give you a quick overview of the organization before we dive in. UNESCO was founded in 1945, shortly after the end of the Second World War. Its headquarters are located in Paris, France. Today, it has 194 member countries, making it one of the most globally representative organizations in the world. Let us begin with its section 1, the background and history of UNESCO. 1942, in the middle of the Second World War. At the time, elite ministers of education gathered in London to begin planning how to rebuild education system after the war ended. 1945, after the war came to an end, the UNESCO Constitution was signed by 37 nations in November of that year. Just 1 year later, in 1946, the Constitution officially entered into force, and first General Conference was held right here in Paris. Throughout the 1960s, UNESCO went through a period of rapid expansion. It launched major programs in newly colonizing countries across Africa, Asia, and the developing world. However, not everything was smooth. In 1984 and 1985, both the United States and the United Kingdom withdrew from UNESCO, citing concern about political bias and financial mismanagement. U.S. eventually returned in 2003 under President George W. Bush. Then, in 2011, UNESCO admitted Palestine as a member state. This decision led the United States and Israel to withhold their financial contribution, and both countries eventually withdrew again in 2017. Most recently, in 2023, the United States rejoined UNESCO under President Joe Biden, making a new chapter in the organization's story. Okay, next, goals and function UNESCO. UNESCO works across 6 main areas. First, education. Education works to ensure that all people, regardless of where they are born, have access to inclusive and quality education. This goal is directly aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals number 4. Second, UNESCO promotes international corporates in science, protects natural heritage, and supports scientific knowledge for sustainable development. Third, culture. UNESCO protects world cultural and natural heritage, promotes dialogue between different cultures, and works to preserve cultural diversity around the world. Next, communication. UNESCO defines freedom of expression and press freedom and works to ensure that everyone has access to information. Next, social science. UNESCO promotes human rights, democracy, and fair social development through research and political guidance. Next, peace. This is at the very heart of UNESCO's mission. The organization believes that lasting peace must be built in the minds of people, not just through politics or military force. Okay, next, organizational structure. Let's now look at how UNESCO is organized in section 3. UNESCO has 3 main governing bodies. The General Conference is the highest decision-making body. It consists of all 194 member states, and it meets once every 2 years to set the direction and budget of the organization. The executive board is made up of 58 elected members. It meets twice each year. Its job is to oversee the implementation of the General Conference decision. Okay, next, Director General leads the entire organization. Current Director General is Audrey Azoulay of France, who has held this position since 2017. Below these 3 bodies, UNESCO has 5 program sectors. There are education, natural science, social and human science, culture and communication, and information. Okay, next, role in international administration. Section 4 looks at UNESCO's specific role in international administration. UNESCO plays 4 important roles on the world stage. First, it sets norms and international standards. Second, It serves as a global data and policy lab. Third, UNESCO is a specialist agency of the United Nations. And fourth, UNESCO is a platform of multilateral diplomacy. Contribution to global issues. Now let's talk about what UNESCO has actually achieved in Section 5. The numbers speak for themselves. UNESCO currently oversees 1,199 World Heritage Sites spread across 168 countries. Since the 1960s, its literary programs have reached over 650 million people. Organization has given out over 50 international prizes and awards and support more than 700 UNESCO chairs in universities across more than 100 countries. Okay, let me highlight for major contribution. 1. World Heritage Protection. UNESCO helped save the Abu Simbel temples in Egypt in the 1960s. Next, Education for All. The movement, which ran from 1990 to 2015, helped more than 40 countries achieve universal primary education. Okay, next, Oceanography and Environment. UNESCO's Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission coordinates global ocean research, including early warning system for the tsunami and rising sea level. Okay, next, Press Freedom. Every year on the 3rd of May, UNESCO celebrates World Press Freedom Day. It also funds journalism training in conflict zone to protect independent media around the world. Okay, next, Challenge and Critics. Of course, no organization is perfect. Section 6 looks at the challenge and critics that UNESCO face. 1. Political bias. Next, funding crisis, bureaucracy and inefficiency, limited enforcement power, cultural imperialism, AI, and digital ethics. We are now in the final content section, Section 7, where I will share my personal analysis. I believe the World Heritage Program is one of UNESCO's most concrete and measurable success. It generates real economic benefit and through tourism, it creates nation pride, and it protects irreplaceable place that belong to all of humanity. UNESCO must resist political pressure and stay tuned to its founding mission. Looking ahead to the age of artificial intelligence, I believe UNESCO's 2021 recommendation on AI ethics spots in unique position if it receives proper funding and support. UNESCO could become the world moral compass for how technology should be used. The peace, if it's not to fail, can rest on the sole and unstudied foundation of political and economic arrangement. UNESCO Constitution 1945. I am Rahma Dianujah Fadila. Thank you for opportunity and see you next time.